Chef Buck here, and today we're going to cook up some Tigrillo. We've been enjoying plantains, we've been enjoying the foods that we're finding in Ecuador, and I've really been enjoying Tigrillo. It's plantain, egg, cheese, and sometimes meat, almost always meat. The ones I've had are the ones that are my favorite, have just a little bit of meat in them. So I'm going to do that in my variation today, but I'm just going to use one plantain. One plantain and 2 eggs is a pretty good meal for 2 people. But the first thing we're going to do is cook this, because it's, you know, it looks like a green banana, but you have to cook it. You can't eat it raw. So we're going to lop off the ends. And then the skin is kind of tough to get off of here. So you want to make a slice right along the center there. And then some people, you know, I see they try to get it off that way, and it seems a little more difficult. So I like to take another cut and then just kind of make me a little strip out of my plantain, out of the skin. And that way I have a little more room to navigate the skin off. I just go around and peel it with my hand. I see some people do it with a knife, but that seems kind of scary to me. Because I don't know, my knife skills ain't what they used to be. I don't have the same confidence that I used to have. You know, when I was younger, I didn't cut myself too often, you know, working in kitchens. But as I got older, you know, I seem to cut myself more. But there you have it. This is very starchy. It almost feels a little sticky. You definitely can't eat this raw. But I'm going to go ahead and cut it into slices. Turn on a pot of water, and we want to put our plantains in the water. You'll cover it up, bring it up to a boil, and then you'll reduce it to a simmer and cook it until it's soft enough for a fork to easily pass through. You know, you can cook it a little bit longer, a little bit less, depending on what kind of texture you want it. But usually 20 minutes works fine for me at a simmer. But since this is almost a professional cooking show today, I've already got some cooked, and I've still got the water in here, because we might need the water for this Tigrillo recipe. But I'm going to heat up a little bit of oil. I'm just using olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and get my onion going in my skillet. I'm going to add some seasoning in here. I got a little heat for spice. Boom, boom, boom. You can add heat or not, entirely up to you. And I got a little bit of paprika, and this is some flavorful paprika. Now the one thing you will want to add is some salt. This plantain is very similar to potato, so you're going to want some salt in the dish for that flavor. But you know, salt to taste, and I'll add this much right now, and maybe I'll add a little bit more later if necesito. And then I've got a little bit of meat chopped up. This is just a little bit of chicken, you know, from a restaurant that we went to, and we brought home a little bit of cooked chicken. So I'm going to get all of my plantain in here, and this is just one plantain. And it wasn't an overly large one. Now I'm going to mash up my plantain. Mash it to your desired consistency. And as you can see, it's gotten pretty dry. So I got my water that I boiled my plantain in earlier, and I'm just going to add this here. And as you can see, it's kind of creamied up a little bit more. And now I'm going to throw my cheese in here and stir that in. I'm going to reserve a little bit to add to the top of the dish. So I'm going to stir my cheese around in my Tigrillo and get it mixed up. And now I'm going to take my Tigrillo, and I'm going to kind of push 1/2 off to the side and 1/2 to the other side. But you just want to take 2 eggs and cook it in the middle of your pan. Let me see if I can mix these up. I'll turn my heat up, and we'll let these eggs cook up for a few minutes. Now come on over here, camera girl, because we're going to serve this with avocado. Give my eggs a little stir. So we'll go ahead and peel our avocados. Well, let's get back to my skillet before my eggs get overdone. Alrighty. So now I'm going to stir it, mix everything all together. I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat off, because I think we're all cooked up at this point.
Yes.
Let me throw this on here. Boom, boom, boom. No, those are pretty big servings. And I'm going to go ahead and top it with a little bit of cheese. I'm going to put cilantro. Now, one of my favorite ones that I got out at a restaurant, they served it like this, but then they actually put a fried egg on top. It had egg in the Tigrillo and then an egg on top. See how steamy, dreamy hot it is. Dun, dun, dun. Mm-hmm. Does it work? Mm-hmm. If you think for breakfast, potato and eggs, mix it up with plantain and egg. It's very satisfying. There will be a link down below if you want to check out the written recipe. You know, other links, anything that's appropriate, will be downstairs in the basement area of this video. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you in the future. Let me see you in the future over here.
Future.